Happy New Year. Richard Wiseman says that resolutions work if we follow certain principles. So if you're thinking about setting some resolutions for the year, that's great. If you're not thinking of setting resolutions for the year, that's also great. But you may want to consider the points I'm about to share, which may get you to think about approaching resolutions in a whole new way. But before we launch into that, let's acknowledge that you've got this far. Someone in my Facebook group shared this poem, thanks Shirley Ann, that I really liked. On the stroke of midnight, you can resolve to be better if you like, to be fitter, to eat cleaner, to work harder. On the stroke of midnight tonight, you can resolve to become a wholly new, if you choose. Or you can take a moment to acknowledge all you already are. Because it's a lot. You're a lot. And you deserve to be commended. On the stroke of midnight, perhaps you could congratulate yourself for coping, for breaking again, and for rebuilding again. For catching the stones life has thrown at you and using them to build your castle that little bit stronger. You have endured, my friend, and I don't see the need to resolve to become a whole new you, when you are already so very much indeed. Happy New Year, you made it. Now let us face another 365-day turn, arms wide, accepting, embracing, and seeing each other for all we are. So that's a poem by Donna Ashworth. Check out her book, Life, Poems to Help Navigate Life's Many Twists and Turns. So why don't resolutions work? One reason is the pain-pleasure principle. We're motivated to avoid pain and seek pleasure. That means for some of us, we like instant rather than deferred gratification. If we focus on the instant pleasure of watching Netflix, for instance, rather than the instant pain of doing something new, let's say meditation or yoga, that will have long-term benefits, then we're less likely to do the meditation or the yoga if we're focusing on the pain of starting that thing new. And actually, we don't focus on the long-term pain of not cultivating those helpful habits and the long-term pleasure and benefits of doing so. So we can have that resistance to new things because that takes us out of our comfort zone and we prefer to stay comfortable. I remember when I started doing yoga, there was a bit of me that was resistant, thinking, do I have to do this? It's a bit boring. But I just challenged myself to do it for just 1 minute. And once I started, it was easier to carry on. Okay. Second reason that people set goals that are too ambitious, too big, and then they give up and they forget about them within 30 days. The fact that they give up causes some pain. They kind of think, I've failed, and that causes pain. And then they might criticize themselves, and that causes pain. So solutions. 1, start small. 2, track your progress. 3, celebrate wins. 4, adopt a feedback mindset. Instead of failure, we're just getting feedback. We just say to ourselves, okay, this needs some work. 5, create a pact. Pact stands for patience, acceptance, compassion, and trust. 6th thing is consider your goals. One approach to goal setting is to set SMART goals. SMART is an acronym, stands for smart, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time limited. Others say, don't make your goals realistic, make them big. But as I say, we've just talked about the fact that sometimes if we make goals that are too big, then we can give up on that. However, when I work with clients, we talk about having a wildly important goal. I call that a WIG. Having a big vision, for instance, the big vision might be to recover my health. Then we look at what we need to do on a day-to-day basis. to help move towards that goal. And we don't obsess about the goal, we obsess about the action steps that we're going to take on a daily basis. And we break that down by thinking about what is one thing that I need to stop doing to help me achieve that goal. For instance, it might be, okay, I have this tendency to push and crash. Okay, I need to stop doing that. I need to identify some strategies for doing that. I've created a training on that topic. So if you'd like to watch that, then comment beat, boom and bust, and I will PM you the link to that training. And what is one thing that I need to start doing or keep doing on a daily basis? Some people talk about, instead of goals, intentions. If that works for you, that's great. For me, I think about intentions, and I think that's something I could do, but it doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to do it. Scott Adams, the cartoonist, talks about creating systems. He says, let's say a goal is a specific objective that you either achieve or don't sometime in the future. A system is something you do on a regular basis that increases your odds of happiness in the long run. If you do something every day, it's a system. If you're waiting to achieve it someday in the future, it's a goal. So that aligns with the idea of setting your big goal, but then looking at what you're going to do on a daily basis. His system for fitness, for instance, is, I think at midday, he goes to the gym every day. Okay, he does some work in the morning and then he goes to the gym. When you think about your goals or intentions or your systems, you can make them inspirational and motivating. It could be anything you like. It might be health. It might be a representational goal. For instance, I'm going to climb this mountain, and knowing that you can do that when you're healthy. So that's the kind of motivational goal. Might be to go on holiday. One of my goals is to hire a villa of a certain size for a whole month with an infinity pool so I can invite friends and family to stay. You might have the goal to just be more present, or to cultivate and follow your intuition, or to set boundaries for yourself and others, or to speak your truth with ease when you need to. So consider what areas you want to focus on. Is it health? It could be physical health, emotional health, mental health, spiritual health. Is it wealth? Is it love? Is it happiness? And then it's important to think about, okay, what habits and routines do I need to put into place to help me move towards those goals? So if I think about those areas just mentioned, if I'm thinking about physical health, one of the things I decided to do a couple of years ago was to start the day by doing some physical activity. Initially, I just kept it really small. My goal was to walk to a certain tree in the park, which is about a 15-minute walk. But often I walk much further than that. And now 2 years later, my routine is that I spend about 45 minutes at home doing some physical activity, weights, yoga, stretching, qigong sometimes. Then I spend about 45 minutes going for a walk. So on most days, I do at least an hour and a half physical activity. You know, if I'm thinking about wealth, for instance, what are the habits I need to put in place to improve my wealth? Some clients are talking about kind of working on the love area. Now, it might be that you're already sorted in this area, or it might be that at this stage in your health journey, you're not thinking about that. But I've had clients who, as they start to get healthy, it's something they want to think about. And they think about, okay, what strategies do I need to put in place to attract love? It might be, okay, I need to create a home that feels very welcoming. Maybe I need to go out once, twice a week, or go on a dating app. So just considering what strategies are going to help them achieve that. Might be to start a new hobby or interest. I had one client who decided to go to an art class, and she met someone through doing that. So in terms of the research, Richard Wiseman tracked about 3,000 people. And he said for men, they tend to be overambitious and then give up. And so he advocates following the SMART goal strategy. Remember, that stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time limited. So it might be my goal is to lose a pound a week, okay? And I'll do that by going to the gym 3 times a week. When I go to the gym, I'll work out for half an hour. So that's specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time limited. And the other strategy that works for men is using the carrot rather than the stick. So for instance, if someone wants to give up smoking, they write down the benefits of being a non-smoker and put it somewhere where they're going to see it every day. If someone wants to go to the gym, then maybe putting a picture of someone looking buff and seeing that picture, maybe sticking their face on that picture as a motivational tool. For women, he suggests that they go public and ask friends for encouragement, and also to write down your resolutions on a piece of paper, sign it, place it somewhere prominent where you're going to see it. And the second thing for women is to be persistent. If you err, be compassionate rather than beating yourself up. Just recognize it's part of the process. Get back on it. Keep going with it. So consider that instead of big ambitious goals that are forgotten about in 30 days' time, you might just set one goal for the month. Instead of establishing resolutions for the year, you might make a resolution every day. It might be the same resolution. So one thing I've decided, I'm going to spend 5 minutes every day doing some tidying up, doing some decluttering. Okay? And that's going to be my resolution every day for the next month. So start small, track your progress. You might use a spreadsheet. There's an app that I use called Heroic where you can set some goals and swipe them every day. And celebrate your wins. Give yourself a little fist bump, pat on the back. Remember, adopt the feedback mindset. We're not focusing on failure. We're just focusing on this is feedback. This is telling me I've got some work to do in this area. Remember making that pact. Being patient. Remembering it takes time, or it can take time to install new habits. Acceptance. Don't have to be perfect. It's okay to have an off day. It's really important that if you skip a day, you do your best to get back on it the following day. Have compassion towards yourself. Have trust that if you keep going, you are going to make progress. So, to recap, focus on one thing for the month. If you do that and then next month focus on one more thing, at the end of the year you could have established 12 habits. Okay, remember, start small. I have created a video on approaching movement in a sustainable way. So if, for instance, physical activity is one of your goals, again, comment below movement. I'll send you the link to that video. Some people say it takes time to form habits, but I say to clients, be prepared to do the work, but be open to the possibility that you might make change more quickly and easily than you thought possible, because that has been some clients' experience. So, 2 questions to finish with. What is your WIG? What is your wildly important goal? And what is one thing you could focus on this month that you're going to start doing or continue doing? Comment below. I'd be really interested to hear what you're going to focus on. And if you'd like more help with all of this, would like a personalised plan and a comprehensive program to follow to help you move towards your goals, then get in touch and I'm happy to have a brief chat with you to tell you more about how we might work together. But for now, thanks for watching. Wishing you great health. Bye for now.